In Power Drill Massacre, you play as Megan Brooke, who after getting in a car crash with her boyfriend enters an abandoned building looking for help. However, she ends up being stopped by an unknown man wielding a power drill, known in the game as the Driller Killer. The game is made by Puppet Combo, who are really well known for making terrifying PS1 style games. Despite Power Drill Massacre being one of their most simple games, it's actually probably the scariest one they've ever made. However, for Halloween I wanted to make a video shedding light on some of the more secretive parts of the game and interesting trivia and all that. So I guess in a way this is kind of like one of those iceberg videos, but only talking about the deeper stuff about the game. So without further ado, let's begin. Minotaur is one of Puppet Combo's earliest games, and it was eventually remade into Power Drill Massacre. The premise is pretty much the same. Woman gets in a car crash and is hunted by a serial killer whilst looking for help in an abandoned factory. It's basically the groundwork of what Power Drill Massacre was going to be, so it's really interesting to, look back on it. During the game, there's a chance that you can run across a dismembered corpse hanging from the ceiling in one of the rooms. The creepiest part about it is that the body is very clearly fresh, meaning that someone was probably killed just before Megan arrived at the murder house. The little girl and the mystery man are both minor characters in Power Drill Massacre. The little girl is seen during the true ending where Megan chases her down the hallway. However, she can also rarely be seen during gameplay, running away in the halls. It's likely that this little girl is Christine Wilbur. She's mentioned in newspaper articles throughout the game, and it's very likely she was murdered by the Driller Killer, and that when we see her in the game, we're seeing her ghost. The mystery man is more interesting. We spot him at the beginning of the game standing on the balcony of the building when we first come across it, and then he promptly vanishes before we can reach him. And like with the little girl, you can also spot him running in the halls. It's possible he's a ghost too, but what's weird about it is the fact there's just no information about who he could be. So it's also very well possible he could be another surviving victim of the Driller Killer. During the game, you can sometimes get quick flashes of some interesting artwork. I'm not going to show it. Other Puppet Combo games like Stay at the House also have these secret flashing images. However, with Power Drill Massacre, there's seemingly no meaning behind why this art is used. It could very well just be to make the player uncomfortable. During the game, there's a rare chance for you to hear some strange ambient sound effects playing in the distance. I'll run through some of the interesting ones.
I'm gonna kill you. I hate you. I don't want to do this.
Power Drill Massacre has some interesting connections in other Puppet Combo games. Even though it's made clear now that Puppet Combo is a massive connected universe of all their games, some of the Power Drill Massacre connections are way more direct than the others. In the game Night Watch, you play as a park ranger named Jim in the 70s. At the end of the game, you actually get caught by the Driller Killer and taken to his exact lair from Power Drill Massacre, where you meet your end. Night Watch pretty much serves as a direct prequel to Power Drill Massacre. Another connection is in Nun Massacre, specifically the Definitive Edition. A bonus level you unlock has you in an abandoned factory running away from this tall, lanky figure with a drill hand. After beating it, it's revealed that it's actually part of a nightmare that the main character keeps having, after a traumatic event where her and her friends were attacked and a lot of them were killed by a man with a power drill whilst they were camping. There's almost no doubt that she's referring to the Driller from Power Drill Massacre. At one point, Puppet Combo showcased a video of a possible VR port of Power Drill Massacre. It's a really cool idea, but also the most terrifying thing. You know how much this game scares people normally? Imagine that in VR.
Oh my
Lastly for this video, there were originally plans for a Power Drill Massacre sequel. There were a few prototype builds and ideas made for it, and there's footage of some of these builds online and they look quite interesting. Despite Power Drill Massacre 2 being cancelled, its prototypes actually eventually became other Puppet Combo games we know, specifically Nun Massacre and Murder House. So in essence, these games are basically spiritual sequels to Power Drill Massacre. Anyway, yeah, so that's all the pieces of trivia and secrets I wanted to discuss. Power Drill Massacre is a favourite horror game of mine, so it was great to make a video shedding lights on the more deeper parts of the game. So yeah, anyway, I hope you enjoyed.